Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis. And today, we are going to be talking about XDC or Xinfin. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I just want to ask if guys could please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and it only takes a couple seconds, and I do greatly appreciate it. Now, overall, we have been talking about XDC for a little bit of time now. I definitely do think that this is probably one of the most undervalued assets in the space. I do talk about a lot of undervalued assets, but the reason why this one is so severely undervalued is because it's literally going after trillions of dollars in market value, and they are currently well positioned to definitely disrupt those markets as well. The trade finance market by itself, being a $19 trillion market, is extremely incredible. Bonsai, the use case that we talked about in my other videos, sourcing global liquidity for institutions, that is literally $15 trillion by itself as well. So you're looking at the end of the day, over $34 trillion in disruptions just there alone. But overall, I don't need to tell you guys about the massive disruptions. I'm sure that you all are aware about it. Of course, I will continue to update you guys on those for anybody who doesn't know about them. But overall, I'm watching XDC closely because we are only at 9 cents. Trading volume is up 40%. Nothing too significant there. But the reason why I'm watching this closely is because we still are not on major exchanges. In fact, we're not even on like a major exchange where it's easy for retail individuals to really jump in, but we are seeing more exchanges pile up. In fact, we are at 47. We were just recently at 45. We actually just got recently listed on Whitebit. Now, Whitebit is going to, pretty much announce this, or I shouldn't say announce it, but joining their exchange today. Which this was going back to December 30th. Now, the reason why I bring this back up is because Whitebit's actually a fairly large exchange. Not too crazy, but again, it is a fairly large exchange. It is number 35, but we do see $620.7 million in overall volume is flowing over Whitebit. I'm waiting for another major exchange. I'm talking about like a top 10 exchange, maybe even Bybit. Bybit would be good. But overall, I'm waiting for that next major exchange to list it. All while we are still seeing social volume and everything being wrecked. Nobody really cares about XDC. Nobody's talking about it. And I do believe that this is going to continue like this. On the 1 week, it's a little bit different. But again, there is not that much talk around XDC. There's only a few individuals really discussing what Xinfin is, what Xinfin is doing, and how big it's essentially going to be. Now, we also look into things, and we're talking more so about how big will it be if we do get on a major exchange? Because like I said, nobody's really talking about it. But do you think that if they got listed on Coinbase, people will be talking about it? Because I do believe that we are very close to a Coinbase listing. We do see a possible Coinbase listing isn't a make or break scenario for XDC, but XDC has utility. But I'm not going to lie, it would be awesome. And it definitely would be incredible to see XDC really get listed on Coinbase because, like I said, retail individuals will go crazy over this, especially once they do see how much institutional money will flow over XDC. And we do see the connections here. Coinbase mentioned them on December 29th on how to buy it. We also see, BlockScan, the Rosetta interface, a middleware used to integrate blockchains into Coinbase platform, has been implemented for the Xinfin official XDC network by BlockScan in order to add XDC to the list of projects on Coinbase. Visit XDC Network's Rosetta. This is interesting, right? Now, in my mind, I don't think that, Coinbase is going to be, one of those things that we need, but it definitely will be incredible to see because it will 100% spike the price of Xinfin. But imagine a Binance listing. Imagine if Binance listed Xinfin tomorrow. Okay, Binance is the king of all exchanges currently. They have the most amount of, pretty much, I should say, the average liquidity score, I should say. But in terms of weekly visits, they also have the highest amount of weekly visits. Their volume's not the highest. There's actually an exchange that's higher than them, or at least there was. That was AXX, but I guess it was a glitch maybe on CoinMarketCap the day that I seen it. But overall, Binance is one of those exchanges that will provide immense, volume to flow over XDC, or I should say, allow for a lot of volume to actually buy XDC. But all you really need to do in order to realize how big Xinfin will become is go over to their website, xinfin.org, scroll down, okay? You could read a lot of this stuff. I mean, you go ahead. It's ISO 222 compliant, but this is where I, really kind of, seeing the value behind this, because it's not just for retail individuals, it's for developers, it's for retail, it's for institutions as well. It is really covering all the base points. Host a private network, run smart contracts, explore wallet, and leverage cross-chain interoperability, all on the Xinfin blockchain ecosystem. We're seeing, in terms of institutions, they are really kind of working on XDC. They are working with Xinfin in general. We do see XDC utility is available here. Stake XDC and start using. Stake XDC and set up master nodes as well. And we do see major partnerships. Like I said, AIX, they are focused on a $15 trillion market. We know with trade tech, their overall use case in the trade finance area is focused on a $19 trillion market. They're supporting wallets. You can read all about this. And this is just like the bare minimum. This is just scratching the surface. Because they are really focused on massive things. In terms of this is great, right? So Xinfin introduces Project Sandbox for asset tokenization of public infrastructure assets. Now we do see here, this was going back to 2018 before, tokenization was cool, right? Because now tokenization is like almost in everybody's mouth. But we do see here, Xinfin encouraged central banks, development banks, pension funds, and insurance companies to form a consortium to bridge the $15 trillion global infrastructure gap. Again, massive amounts of money. It's absolutely ridiculous when we talk about this now. I mean, this is literally 4 years later, and Xinfin has barely moved. Xinfin claims through asset tokenization of physical infrastructure, they could help development institutions, take out some of those loans, which are no longer risky from their books and can indeed be sold onto, insurance companies that want a utility type rate of return. And of course, they proposed, the GPIs that through blockchain is being experimented within Silo. That it should be done in a consortium to standardize the development of infrastructure as an asset class using asset tokenization in a sandbox environment. This is, Project Sandbox, essentially built by them. Now, this is through TradeFinix, actually. And the very interesting thing about this is that when we're talking about, Xinfin at scale, I don't even think that the parties really began. I don't even think a lot of people know about Xinfin in whole and what they are really disrupting in terms of the trillions of dollars. But I think that we are getting there. Okay? And the reason why I think so is because we're seeing new articles like this being posted where a lot of people are actually kind of focused on Xinfin's overall utility. Again, calling it the new Ethereum killer, which we've heard this, saying for a very long time about other overall, assets. But they are focused on, or I should say they put a spotlight on what Xinfin is really focused on in terms of market disruption. It's used for several innovative applications in trade finance, remittances, and other decentralized infrastructure use cases like storage, encrypted email, tokenization, stablecoin deployment, and price oracles. Therefore, many people have come to regard XDC network as the new Ethereum killer. Now, again, I don't think any network out there, I don't think any project's going to kill Ethereum. But do I think that, at some point in time, Xinfin will be worth more than Ethereum? Yeah, I do. I think that currently speaking, if we got to Ethereum's market cap currently, we would be at a 400x or $37. But I think that this is, in my mind, at some point in time, this will happen. This will come to fruition. Because even in terms of the $19 trillion market that they're going after, right? The trade finance gap, if you will. If we just get a small piece of that pie, right? $190 billion, just 1% of that, which I definitely think that we get a lot more. We would be valued at about $15.53, 166x. Now, what if we got 10% of it? You're looking at a 1,674x. I think that that is very achievable. I think that that's actually realistic in terms of what Xinfin's actually doing and what they're building. Look at the board of directors. I mean, it's just clear to me that Xinfin is a clear cut and dry winner, especially considering the fact that it is ISO 222 compliant. They have partnerships well positioned to really disrupt the markets that they are going after. And it's pretty much the only blockchain technology in the space that is actually working in terms of the trade finance area to really gap or bridge that gap. So I'm actually excited to see this come to fruition. Now, also, I want to talk to you guys about Xswap protocol, which is, again, built on XDC. But you could actually buy this asset. You could actually buy XSP. The reason why I bring this asset up is because in terms of XSP, right? So I've always said that Xinfin is very undervalued, but so is Xswap, actually. If you look up, so let's actually look up Xswap crypto, sorry. So I want to show you guys really the overall market cap of this. 1 second, my computer is glitching. Okay, so I finally loaded it. But overall, so this is self-reporting and all this stuff, but overall the market cap here is $18 million. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because, again, in terms of the chart, look at where we are. These are at like ground floor levels. This is still fairly new. It just launched in November. You can't really get this on a lot of markets. There's only two. It's LBank and Bitrue. Again, play with caution if you will. Only $98,000 in volume. Very, very low microcap gem. But the reason why I'm talking to you guys about Xswap is because this is going to get very interesting on the XDC network. Okay, there's a lot of utility behind Xswap, and I do believe that this is probably going to be one of the most interesting decentralized exchanges out there. Of course, you could do staking, like there's so much in terms of Xswap. It's the first, automated market maker on XDC network. It's built on the XDC network, so it allows for all customers to swap and earn inside secured pools. And it's also a bridge. This bridge is pretty interesting, especially for what they're really focused on here. Payments, farming, voting, staking. And again, it's only on a few exchanges, so it's fairly new. It's fairly early as well. But we are seeing a few things launch within Xswap. In fact, we're seeing here, the time or the clock is ticking. Xswap protocol will be there to serve the entire XDC community. Where XDC goes, XSP goes. They're tied to the hip. Not financial advice, but fill up your bags before it is too late. And we actually see here Xswap's vision. Given many emerging projects under the XDC network the opportunity to enter the market directly after the completion of the development period. Connect all XRC20 tokens in our platform. That's pretty much that bridge, by the way. So like if you click this bridge up here and come down here and bridge now, it will open. I'm not going to open it real quick, but if you do go to bridge, it's pretty much going to bridge against 250 plus coins with different blockchains. But also, this is more so to connect for all XRC20 tokens, aka XDC tokens. But we also see allowing swappers to swap and earn from the XSP ecosystem. Creation of an Android app by our developers to facilitate easy use and navigation of our platform and other XDC dApps. So they are going to be making an app very soon. Again, I don't think that we're going to be around these prices for a very long time as well. I completely agree here. Again, play with caution because this is self-reporting. But I do believe that this is going to be very interesting, especially once everything is fully launched. Again, they are still fairly new in their infancy stages, but they do have, a lot of utility behind it. Staking, voting, farming, and payments and stuff like that. I think that that's very interesting. I do think that the overall design here, I think the entire website design is very interesting. I think it's very clean, cut, and dry. Again, do your own research, not financial advice with Xswap, but I'm just saying, in general, I think that with all of the announcements that are left to be made from Xswap, I think that this could get very interesting very fast. And I think that this being on Xinfin in general, being built on Xinfin, is a no-brainer to me. And yeah, I think that this is going to get exciting very soon. So definitely check out Xswap if you guys are an XDC holder. Again, with XDC, I think that we are going to see some very bullish moves very soon. I think that we currently, at our current prices, we're testing that massive demand again, going all the way back to August before we had that major breakout event. And I believe that we are in store for, maybe a little bit of sideways trading, but the next breakout event is definitely going to push us above 15 cents in my mind. Because 15 cents is the next major resistance point. So if we could break over 15 cents, we will definitely see the all-time high of about 20 cents being targeted very fast. But with all of that in mind, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.